Hello TheChudude here, and welcome to another weekly Rant video. Today I'm pleased to say that Baseball Lover has fixed his issues and is here with us today. And the other guy is also TheChudude. So we're back to the normal schedule. How are you guys doing today?
Hi.
Awesome.
You're doing awesome? And hi. That's normal. That's standard. But let's get this talking, guys. Let's get this going, because one of the big topics this week that was just released, I think it was yesterday, and I want to say thanks to Fiaskache for finding this out, because he finally did some detective work, and he figured out that the Cyanide fixed, or they updated the dev block, which they haven't done since July last year. And they have now added a bit more sound files to the game. So they got their commentator, the French guy, the French actor, or is he an actor? No, I believe he's not. No,
He was a Eurosport commentator.
yeah, but the English guy is actually an actor. Like the English commentator is
Yeah.
actually an actor impersonating the French commentator. But yeah, they said that they have now added more sound files, and you no longer get tired of listening to the same sound bit over and over and over again. What do you guys think of this?
He's trying to give the pack the slip.
Yeah. Oh, it's so boring. Last year I've been playing without sounds because that pissed me off so bad. Like being able to say those quotes, it just means there's missing some. But what do you guys think about this? And what other things in PCM that have been the same for a couple of years should be changed? You can start this one off, dude.
First of all, for the sound, it's actually interesting for once. It seems like they're doing some work for once, but sadly, I don't think it's going to matter because this sound thing, I don't think it's going to change the game at all. I mean, who really cares about the commentary? I mean, you can add as much as you want. There's only it's only so far you can go with the commentary, and no one really listens to it. I stopped the commentaries literally 2 weeks. I muted the game after 2 weeks. I got the game, so that. I probably haven't even heard of all the words and stuff, but yeah, it's boring. I'll just mute it, listen to something else. But talking about the updates, what I would like to see, I would like to see a lot of things. I'm sure a lot of people want to see a lot of things, and one of the things I want to see is a different style of online, more customization with teams, maybe have a team name, team jersey. Yes, just more customization and have more of a personal feel to us, I reckon.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I agree
Well,
with
I
that.
think a thing that they did with PCM 13 that I liked was they did change the animations a little and make them a little bit more fluid. But on the other hand, this stuff like we were talking about before the call, like celebrations, they made like the signature celebrations instead of going for like actual celebrations.
That's true.
And so that's a little bit meh. But I like that they're doing it one step at a time because that's better than the 0 steps that Cyanide usually does. Although that English commentator is annoying as hell.
He is. I hinted to Baseball Lover the other day that I might actually make a little sound. I might do like a PCM sound file, so I record stuff and I make a setup file, and then you guys can listen to me commentate your game. But it's only a hint. It might not happen. It might happen. It depends on how much time I have in the summer vacation.
Let's all sign the petition.
Not another petition. We don't have a good... Or no, Baseball Lover doesn't have a good time with petitions. I wasn't there to watch that though. But okay. So I want to say, from my personal opinion, punchers and crashes needs to be fixed. I have played this game since Cycling Manager 4, I believe, or 3, or whatever that was called back in the day, when it was Langs, Neilstrong and all that. And the crashes and punchers has not been touched in over 10 years. What is wrong with them? This is 10 years.
Oh yeah,
they've had the
crashes.
same animation. And it was just last year that they finally took time and effort out of the day to fix some of the animations. Like the sprint animation looks more fluent now. Before, when you go back and play on some of the older games, it looks chunky as hell. I mean, it was about time they fixed that. And please, the crash animation, just... Oh my god, fix it. And the puncture animation, it just looks like they hit a rock in the road and just meh. I'm just gonna wait here. You wait. Also, another feature I'd like to see is, behind the peloton, there's only like one car, it's like a Mavic car or something like that, it's in the front. Oh, it's a Mavic car. For me,
Yeah, and they
at
always
least.
ride in the middle of the race.
Yeah, I would love if they would make an entire caravan of cars. So like you have the Burger King car, you have the movie star car, you have all that. I want to see that. It shouldn't be that difficult. It's just duplicating that car you already have in the back and tagging that 20 times. It would add so much to the realistic feeling. Plus, when a guy punches or crashes, the car would move up into the peloton, not into the peloton, but up behind the peloton
Please not
and do
into the
something.
peloton.
And not into that would probably happen. That's if they're gonna do that, that would probably happen, and it would ride through the peloton. But at least something like that. Just add a bit more to the presentation. That's what I'm lacking. Do you guys agree with that?
I've always dreamed of having, like... I know that this is a manager game, so that's not going to happen. But not exactly pretty graphics like in PCM, but like a presentation that feels like somebody could just watch it. And that's not really in PCM, but in any other... I mean, if there was another cycling game, I would definitely want that. Something where, you know, a rider crashes, you get an overlay like this guy crashed, and the announcer announces it, and you might see a flash of him like throwing his bike like he's Kittle.
So you're like a TV? You mean a TV show, kind of?
Yeah,
like you're watching
like
Eurosport,
kinda,
and then it like pops up in the replay.
Yeah.
So you just gave me like a brilliant idea for like the fadeaway. You might see that in the fadeaway now, because that's a good idea. That's actually a very good idea. I mean, but you really... I don't think that's the way the Cynade's going with this game.
No, I don't think that's something for PCM. It's a manager game, so you really shouldn't see that. They need to be working on, you know, career and stuff mostly, and just fix the bugs and the really crappy things like crashes. But that's just like a dream I had. Like when I first wanted a cycling game, that's the kind of thing that I was... okay. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing.
But honestly, when you watch... I don't know how many of you have played NCAA before, the football game on PlayStation or Xbox. Their presentation is insane. Like, they have the Heisman Trophy and all the sort of... Like, it makes it look like TV when you're playing it. If it can happen to that sort of a game, why shouldn't it happen here? But I know that EA Sports and Cyanide, you can't compare those two. Like, they're definitely different leagues regarding money-wise, definitely. But, I mean, so... If it happened to a game like that, it could happen to a game like this, but it would need some support from bigger companies.
Can I fight? I want to fire some shots at Sino. What the hell do they do on the daily basis? Do they like sit down and have coffee all day, and then like a month before the game comes out and just be like, oh, we're gonna make a change. We're gonna make a tiny change to this year's game. Let's get a different picture. We can change one thing.
No, what they do is they come up with ideas. So like, this Pro Cycling Manager game isn't working. Instead of fixing the game, we should probably think about Rugby Manager. Yes, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Kickstarter. Let's ask for 25,000. Oh, we only got 7,000. Oh, I guess we'll quit the project then. Yeah, I agree with you. It's pretty dumb. But I mean, enough of that topic. We all love Pro Cycling Manager. There's more to come in the future. With the dev blog finally being updated, there will probably be a link in the description below to the dev blog. You can go watch that stuff. But with that finally being fixed or being updated, we might actually see some more information. But on to the next topic, and this is one I've been wanting to discuss for a long time now, or at least for a week, because this video caught my eye. It's a small race, it's a GP something in Italy, and there's a finish line, and at the finish line, when the first
There's usually a finish line.
Yeah, smart guy. But at the finish line, there would be these confetti guns, and when the first guy would cross the finish line, they would fire off the confetti guns. And when they did this, it didn't have any effect on the first 5 guys to finish, because the confetti would fall after them. But normally a peloton is bigger than 5 guys, so the 6th and 7th and the 8th guys to cross the line all crashed because they couldn't see anything. This confetti would get in their glasses and they would actually crash. Do you guys think that this sort of new thinking to put more of like an action feeling to the finish line with the confetti? Do you think that's a good idea, or is it just a bad luck with the guy crashing? You can start this baseball over.
I think that's extremely stupid, and yeah, I think it's their fault. I mean, yes, that's their fault.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just... No. No.
It's pretty funny.
God.
Put that at like the podium or something.
But don't you like that they're actually trying new things? Like...
No. I don't like that they're doing this, because they could like put it on the podiums or something. Like, what? You can't... No.
You probably also had it on the podium. You just had it twice.
Like, just What? No, you can't just like.
It was pretty funny.
Riders always are like, it's hard to see in this rain, so let's put something that's extremely solid and bright colored in their face instead.
So
No,
true.
no.
That video
Yeah,
really
that's
caught
Safety of the
my eye.
riders comes first.
What do you think, TheChudude? It's a good
Yeah,
addition.
what? Yeah, what they should do instead, have some flames shooting into the air. That would make it cool.
Right across the finish line, so the fifth and sixth guy that would cross the line would get burned.
No, like just shoot in the air, like have like little pylons going up in the air and just flames going up. That would make it cool.
I could just imagine that confetti gun with flames instead, and the fifth and sixth guy wouldn't crash, they would just get like third-degree burns instead.
Oh, that'll motivate them to win the race, hey?
Hey, yeah, they'll go faster because they want to get out of the fire. If they crash, they will just get burned to death. I mean, then they wouldn't crash at least. It's pretty funny. My personal opinion is I like that they try to make this more of a viewer sport, but when you risk
God.
the health of a cyclist, it's not worth it. But it was a good idea. It just ended poorly. I'll probably all the links I have I'll put in the description below, and you can watch this video because this video is freaking hilarious. I mean, it's like they're like 5 meters away from the finish line. The guy crashes into the fence. It's pretty funny. But
No
like,
common sense.
yep, the next topic we want to talk about is one that the TheChudude is really pushing forward. It's the race radio topic. Try and inform us a bit about it.
Alright, so it's been sort of like an argument going on between riders and viewers as well, and even experts with the UCL committee on race radio. So a lot of people want race radios to get removed to make the race more entertaining because it brings more of a like an olden style classic feel to it, and guys don't really know if how far the breakaway's gone or who's out in the breakaway, and it brings more of a like old 1960s racing
Well,
field.
they do have an idea because the motorbikes would tell them on the chalkboards,
Yeah.
but that's all they got,
Yep.
and that's an old thing, and that's pretty cool in my opinion.
Yep, and also like they do have this. I think in the World Tour races, obviously they're all race radioed, but I don't know about the non-World Tour races. I think some of them do have
I
it, but
think I
a lot
have-
of them don't.
There was a new thing passed this year or something where like non-World Tour races don't have them because like
Yeah.
Omloop and Kern didn't have them.
Yeah, it's true. One thing I want to say though, they tried this in the Tour de France, maybe it was 2 years ago. They tried saying, this one stage you cannot have radio communications. What then ended up happening is the peloton of course boycotted this because they didn't feel safe. And then they just let the breakaway win. And they made the stage so incredibly boring. I mean, I think the breakaway won by like 5 minutes. So, I think, like my personal opinion, I'm against like forbidding. So I'm for race radios. I want race radios in the race, because otherwise the riders won't race, and that's all that matters.
I don't think that's true. I think they were just like that one.
They'll race.
If they're told you have one stage where you can't, that's kind of just stupid.
Yeah.
Because that changes the outlook of that stage as compared to the whole rest of the race.
But did you watch that stage?
But
Yeah,
that's-
I mean, I watch every stage. I just don't really remember.
Okay, but I remember it. As Cancellara said something about it. It's incredibly dangerous. What do we do if a captain crashes? We don't know if he crashed. Something like that.
Why? But why aren't they complaining about that at the Omloop or the other races that don't have race radios? They don't complain about it. It seems all fine. Having no race radios would be, I think, awesome. I would love to see that more often, I think, but there's also a safety side. Like, if there's, what happened with the Orca Green Edge bus? What happens if they don't know about that with like 10Ks to go? Well, shit hits the fan. But I like
Then the
not
motorbikes
having
will have to
race
come
radio.
back and tell them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still like, I'm for race radios. They just matter too much, in my opinion. Like,
They
it's
don't
just,
have to, though. They don't have to matter too much.
That's true, but still.
More intelligent riders will win, I think. It'll bring out more of the intelligent guys, I reckon.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess we can go back and forth on this all day, because like we can speculate. Like we can really not speak about this. I mean, we saw on the Uploadhead Newsblad that some guy would pace after their own guy in the breakaway. I think it was Sky pacing even though they had like 2 guys in the breakaway. And they didn't know that. I think it was actually Omega Farm Quick Step. I'm not quite sure, but in the Uploadhead Newsblad, I'm pretty sure some guy started pacing for their own guy in the breakaway, and I don't like seeing that. I mean, that's just stupid in my opinion. As it takes some of the strategy out of the race. I mean, it's okay. I can agree to the part where you guys are saying that the strongest individual will win, but I kind of like the strongest team to win. So like this would take like smaller teams would have no chance of winning if they did that. In my opinion, what do you think
I
about
reckon
that?
it'd be more advantage for a small team. Some unknown rider goes in the break, and they just leave him.
Because they wouldn't know he's in the breakaway. Like, what if someone did like a sneak attack? They would see like there's a field to the right, and they would go on the field, accelerate, and go in and take
And
the
then
turn.
they would no that no nobody would do
Motorbikes.
that.
What if the motorbikes didn't do it? What if the
Do it.
motorbike got lazy?
They would get a penalty.
What if an earthquake happens?
Yeah. What if a train happens? That
What
actually
if
happened the other
what
day
if
for
the
Rennes.
Tour de France is nuked?
Jesus Christ! All these things that could happen. But race radios has been discussed a lot of times, and I honestly don't think they will remove race radios. Like, at all. Like, I don't think the Tour de France, the Italian Vuelta a España won't touch him. Because it's just too dangerous. It's too much. It's a risk.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's a good topic to talk about, but I mean, it's gonna take some big balls to actually do anything about it. Don't you think?
Yeah, they don't have balls though.
Yeah, it's
They have no
Yeah.
balls.
it's proven before that
Their
someone,
testicles, they were castrated.
the ASO in particular.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next topic, I want to talk a bit about the Mearsman penalty that happened the other day. Mearsman fell in the Pyrenees. Yeah, it was Pyrenees, I believe. And he was in like third position overall in the GC. He fell and broke 4 of his ribs. But he's a fighter, so he would get up on his bike and try to get back into the peloton and catch a 2-minute difference. So he catch 2 minutes up to the peloton. But the way he did it is he drafted behind the team car and would then afterwards get a penalty. Do you guys think it was smart from the commissioners to give the penalty after the race, or should they have done it during the race? Because Johnny Missman was riding with 4 broken ribs. Take that in consideration. Do you think it's humane to tell him after the race, after he's done all that he's gonna get penalized a minute?
You can't tell them during the race because you can't really analyze it all properly because you're making like a quick decision, whereas if you do it after the race, you can actually look through things and see if you can debate about it as well. That's what I think. After the race, I think it's a better decision. I think.
Why would they not? Like, they have the car down there, the red car, whatever that is. They could just drive it back there and tell him to get out of the way. And they, like, the red car could block the Omega Pharma Quickstep car. Just to annoy him. I mean, in my opinion, it's not humane to let him ride on and believe he's got a chance, and then afterwards dock him a minute 10.
It's okay. You know what? It's his fault.
It's not like, okay,
It's his fault. I completely blame him.
how often in soccer...
It's his unluckiness to crash. I reckon give him a chance to come back in with the cars. It's common sense, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel it's cheap. But it's like, in soccer, when you make a dirty tackle, you get a straight red card. It's not like they go after the game is over and give you a red card. It's not very often you see that. And I believe that's better to have like a medium punishment.
I guess they could warn him straight away.
They did warn him several times. I was listening to the commentary because I was recording it, and they said on the race radio that Omega Pharma Quickstep had to get their car out of the way like 3 or 4 times, and yet they just did not, like, they just disobeyed a direct order. So they did know that the commissioners were watching them, yet they did nothing about it. That's also
debatable.
that also shows how the race commissioners are like, meh, we don't have any authority in this race whatsoever. Like, it's
They're
kind
not strict enough.
yeah, the ASO is a little... Like, the ASO really doesn't have any authority in the race peloton, is what I feel. Do you feel the same?
Yeah. Yeah, they try to, but as we saw with Richie Port, they can't really do crap at the end of the day, really. They can give him punishments. I mean, they got to really clear things up because with the Froome thing with the energy gel as well, and that was like kind of confusing.
Yeah, that...
Froome had more than one energy gel, and that's against the rule in Pro Cycling Manager. Like, you can only have one.
But that's not you know what he's talking about, right? The stage where like 20 kilometers left, and he took.
Yeah, I
he
remember.
ate-
I remember that.
See, that's another
See, because
thing.
that's
Like,
against the rules.
they have rules, but they don't obey their own rules. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing about the ASO. Like they have strict
Well,
rules.
it's just like Sky. Sky's rule is no doping, and yet they break that rule.
Well, that's a different thing though. That's inner team. That's in one team. The ASO and Team Sky are not like one team. I wouldn't hope
Yeah,
so.
but ASO also says no doping, and yet Sky breaks that too.
I guess so, but you need proof to actually back that opinion up. So.
I have
Come on,
proof.
baseball
I
lover.
know Chris Froome in person, and
Okay.
he tried to slip me some crack because he said that there's no room for crack. They only have room for ASAR.
But
So
one thing about I said about the no authority in the race. Do you think that's why? Do you think that's because they don't upheld their own rules? Like they have the rules like you can't eat within the last 20 kilometers. Okay, and then Chris Froome decides to eat anyway and he eats Port's energy bar, I believe it was. And then he's like dark like 10 seconds. Oh my God, 10 seconds. He would have lost like 5 minutes on the stage. Do you guys think that they should be better at upholding their own rules?
yeah, I do.
It's
I think that they should be
ridiculous.
better at upholding the no doping rule.
Well, that's a different case though. You can't say that because the
They should
energy
figure
gel.
it out.
Well, they should figure.
Energy gel is basically low scale doping.
Yeah, it's low, but it's legal though, so it can't count as doping.
Yeah, but no, it's not legal if you take more than you're supposed to at the wrong time.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true. But they have
basically
proof of
low
that.
scale doping.
They had proof that he did that. They don't have proof that he's doping. So I think they should have cut down when they saw that and give him like a minute or 2 minute penalty. If they would have given him, I believe it was like a 1 minute penalty, it would have been like 5 seconds between first and fourth place in the final mountain stage. It would have been insane. It would have been the best finish to a Tour de France ever. Yet the ASO
but
decided to
he's
hit their
Chris-
balls.
so
What?
He's Chris
Yeah.
Froome though. He's British and has his team has a lot of money. So
But we haven't seen what Chris Froome can... Chris Froome hasn't done anything yet this season, has he?
Oman.
Oman, yeah.
That doesn't really count. I mean, anyone could
Well,
win Oman.
there has-
Counts.
Well, then you can't really count much because we've only had the 2 World Tour races that are
That's
still
true.
ongoing.
That's very true. Yeah, and you can't really...
And 3. Oh, 3, sorry.
You can't count much from the two... Oh, what the heck just happened to the Peloton?
Can't really count down under too much because it doesn't really have that mountain stage or, that kind of... And not many riders are there, so you can't really count it as like a GC battle in like a Tour de France type scenario. It's more of an open race, which is what
That's
a lot of
true.
people like about it.
That's very true. But I guess, I mean, it's difficult. The ASO just needs to be better at doing what they're supposed to do, actually having rules. Doesn't feel like they have any rules whatsoever. But I guess the final touch we can talk about is last week, I believe we were talking about Patrick Sinkiewicz, who is on an 8-year ban, actually. And yes, he is apparently not on an 8-year ban because he was riding in a race the other day, which is really unbelievable. But yes, he was actually riding in a race. It was-
What? No, that's not possible.
Yeah.
If he's banned.
well, the
What race?
Istrian something trophy he was actually riding in, believe it or not.
Is it a UCI classified
No,
race?
it's something
Oh.
smaller race, but he was actually in it for a long time, and before they actually realized that he cannot actually start, which is really dumb. So he had to get pulled out. But that stage,
Next it'll be Rico.
well, kind of does actually. But Magnus Kort actually managed to win that stage. My grandma knows his grandma. That's a kind of a proud fact. Just saying. Denmark's a small country. And we're in the final 2 kilometers of the stage. Can Giro Seal pull it off from all the way behind? I doubt it because
so.
I'm on Demar's wheel. Actually, it could
That's
happen
gone-
unless... Oh
that's
my
gone
god, I'm
too
gonna get
early.
blocked by Cancellara. Nope. This is yours. You're gonna get beat
Well,
though
we
by
didn't-
Kittle.
We
He's
didn't
gonna
to
get
talk
beaten
about
in the face by
Adriatico
Kittle.
and Nice
No.
as well.
Well, I want to talk about that next week when they're actually... Oh wait, Sulek! oh, Sulek! He's gonna pull it off. Come on.
Got him. Come on,
Oh,
guys. No.
Get beaten! I actually beat you in the
Yeah.
final kilometers. You have to watch that on tape afterwards, Baseball Over. But I want to talk about Perinis and Torino Adriatico later on, or
Yep.
next week when they're
Okay.
actually finished, and we can discuss that. But thank you guys for watching. The stage is officially over. It's been a great week in cycling, a lot of things to discuss. Thank you guys for being here, Baseball Over and TheChudude. If you've if
course.
you like their opinions or in their comments and their voices and their personalities, then you should go check out their channels because they do amazing stuff also.
Or if you like my opinion and hate my voice, that too.
Yeah, well, go anyway. These guys are the future in Pro Cycling Manager. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.